guys, how's it going? We just did a pretty deep dive into a fingerstyle for more advanced players. Bryan Adams' Everything I Do For You. I took up several lessons with that, so it's time to give the beginner some love again. I want to head back into Hal Leonard's Pop Supplement for Book 1. This is one of his old green books, and this is At the Hop by Danny and the Juniors. 1957 song. They're a four-piece doo-wop band, and this is a really fast 12-bar blues. It's in straight eighths, and it's played with boogie bass and boogie piano, although it's not swinging. And what you get on your D chord in this is that 6 feel. The thing I call a boogie strum. If you want to play the accompaniment that way, I'm going to make another video for that, but you can go back to videos number 154 and 157 and see the boogie strum, where we're doing A5, A6, E5, E6, over the shuffle riff in Hal Leonard Book 2, and over Keep Your Hands to Yourself, the really great pop rock song, another 12-bar blues by the Georgia Satellites. To get into this, we're looking at the key of D, so you would expect, if you know your key signatures, that there are F sharps and C sharps. Because the melody focuses mostly on the root, the 5 and the 6, we're not going to see the 7 at all, the C, so they don't have to tell us at this level of our playing that there are C sharps. They haven't told us that there are F sharps either. And in fact, when we see them, they're going to use F naturals at first, because that's a flat 3 in D. It's a bluesy sound. This would really puzzle me as a beginner if I were you. I'd be looking at this and saying, well, D has an F sharp in it. Why are we going to sing and play an F natural? And that's just the nature of the blues. They come up short of that 3, that F sharp, and they come flat on the F. So we have entire scales built for that, the pentatonic minor for one. The other thing, though, is they will introduce the F sharp here. This is why you have to be midway through Hal Leonard Book 1. You have to know your F sharps already. On the 4th string, open D, 2nd fret E, F sharp at the 4th fret. This is actually the bass line that the vocalist is singing. But it's kind of fun to put in here as a call and response. So that's about all you would need to know. Let's have a look at this 12-bar blues. I'm writing it a little bit different than you'll see in the scan or in your own book if you have the old Pop Supplement book. Just because, as you know, I like to save time and sometimes clarify what we're looking at. We have a pickup bar here. Usually with the pickups, you'll just show the notes you have and presume all the rests. But in this one, they're showing the rests, so I've put them in as well. We have our hat, the half rest for 2 beats. This little 7-like squiggle is an 8th rest for half a beat. So we're resting on beat 1, 2, on the start of beat 3, and then we play on the second half of beat 3, this 8th note with the flag, the A note. The B and the A are 4 and 8th notes on 4. Well, you can rock it. Well, you can rock. At rock, we'll jump up onto the D in the next bar. So the pickup is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we have 8ths all the way through the first bar. D, 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 A, B, A. The A, B, A is the 5 and 6 that you would find in your boogie strumming of D. And they're actually singing it here. So we get 5 D notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or if you're playing with open strings, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and A on the 3rd string, open B on the 2nd string. In the song they wrote it out again. I never know how much room it'll take me to get the whole song on my board, so I use as many repeats as I can think of. So this little sign is a single bar repeat sign. Just tells us to do that again from the D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In the next bar I've said play a whole note. That open circle of a note with no stem is 4 beats. It gets the whole bar, so it's a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the book they want to emphasize that the note is sung short. They're singing at the hop, and hop is short, so they've written a quarter note. Then some rests. I didn't want to fill that bar up with the rests just because I wanted to make it a short bar physically, so I've said a whole note, but just for your sake, we're going to play it short. Although it should hold for 4 beats if it's a whole note, I'm going to play it but just let it die. So here we're playing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes us to the last bar that I've jammed in at the end of the line. We're resting again like we did here. 2 beats with the half rest, 1 beat with the quarter, and then on beat 4 and we're playing B and A again. And coming to this G chord. D notes and E notes. That again is a 5 and a 6, just like we saw on the D chord. Those are your boogie notes. So they're actually singing that boogie enunciation. So 1 and D's, 2 and E's, 3 and D's, 4 and E's, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Same thing to start this bar, 1 and 2 and then come down that pentatonic scale. D, D, B, A. The D's are 5s on the G chord, the B is a 3, and the A is a non-chord tone, it's the 2. And we're going to escape from it up to a chord tone, the D. So it's right under a chord tone, we've dropped under it, and we leap up. Usually an escape tone leaps down, but I'm going to call this an escape tone. We're on a non-chord tone of this G chord, and we leap up to the chord tone, the root of the D chord. Again, it should be a short note. I've written a whole note just to get everything in. So this G bar then, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, B, A, D. This A can also be seen as an anticipation of the A in the D chord. At the end of the line, we get the same rests. Half rest for 2 beats, a quarter rest, so we're playing D's on beat 4. And now we're on the A chord. 1 E note all the way through it. Quarter note, 8th, 8th, 8th. 2 quarters, beat 1 and 2, the 8ths on beats 3 and 4 and. Notice how we divide the bar. We've got 4 8th notes here, and we group them all together in the second half of the bar. Just like here. We beamed the first half of the bar and the second. We try not to beam or do anything across the middle of the bar. Your eye divides the bar really easily and can discern this beat without counting. I should emphasize at this stage you should be counting. You should be going 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. But over time you'll just see that and recognize what it'll sound like. And if we stick to conventions like this, where the beams are where you expect them and the middle of the bar is not overlapped, then you'll understand by experience what it's going to sound like before you actually even count it out. In this G bar, we're again only on the 5 of the chord, the D's. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Notice again we've got 2 halves of the bar. 1 and 2, very visible. You don't even have to count that to recognize it. 8th, 8th quarter. And then 4 8ths. Again, in the book, they ask for a quarter note on D. They could even put a little dot on it as staccato. They could even put a staccato accent. So you play it loud. You play that bar with only 1 note, rest through the rest of it. Here's a whole note. It's the hat that's fallen over. It's too heavy for a whole bar. And then we're into the chorus, another iteration of the 12-bar blues. We're on the D, and you can see us walking down the scale. Avoiding the 7, dropping like a pentatonic major to the B and then back up to the root. So it's a 6 to the root. But we've got this flat 3 instead of major 3 because it's bluesy. These flat 3s, the F natural, just to reflect the inflection of a singer who isn't quite getting to the sharp. He's just adding that bluesy element. So we have beats 1, 2, 3, 4 and. F, E, D, B, D. And then the bass singer on beat 2 sings Oh Baby. Oh Baby. Then the lead singer comes down from F again. Let's go to the hop rest. Oh Baby. Same notes on a G. This is quite interesting. It's a dominant 7 now on the G chord. You can hear that bluesy sound on there. This is really a neat way to think of your playing. Same phrase, same notes, 2 different chords. My teacher would call this letting the chords do the work. Here those notes are on a D. Here they are on a G. Notice the same notes have a different flavor on the next chord. So you can think of that in your playing. Play a phrase over and over again and let the harmony change under it. That changes the character of your notes, even though you're not changing them. Anyway, we get another Oh Baby on G. Oh Baby. Run down on the D again. Let's go to the hop rest. Oh Baby. True to Doo-Wop, these whole notes are just syllables. They're nonsense syllables. In this case, they're ahs. Ah. So hold the E for 4, the D for 4, and then one more, let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop, rest for 2, rest for an 8th, do your pickup, and then you're back up here. I've used my repeat a little bit differently than the book has. They didn't rewrite this, they put the repeat sign here and included this pickup bar as part of the repeat. I've just come in on beat 1 of the 12-bar blues with my repeat sign. So that's your melody. So let's try a nice slow one here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And you end on the hop. Let's see if we can go a little quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4.